Hey YouTube, it's Cecilia Lane here. Today is Tuesday, January 29th. I'm looking at my calendar. January 29th, 2013. I'm coming to you about 2.5 years out from my vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I started out in September 2010 at 254, and today I run between 150, 154, depending on the day. But my general maintenance weight now is 150 pounds. I wanted to do a video today because I watched a video recently by Back to Basics, and it was just hilarious. And I think part of the reason why it was so hilarious was because it was so real and true. It just really spoke to me. I thought it was a fantastic video. And talks about some of the funny things or strange things about weight loss surgery and how your body changes and how those changes require you to do things differently, or learn or figure out new ways to do things that you had done previously, or even, you know, the ease of other things. So some of the really hilarious stuff that she talked about was, so before I had my surgery, and I would shave, it took a long time because I had a lot of leg and underarm to shave. And so it took a long time to do it. So there was a lot of area to cover, but it was, in other ways, it was easier because my underarms were relatively flat. Now, I'm going to take off my sweater. Now my underarms are concave, and so there's this huge dip in them. So when I go to shave my underarms, there is a dip in there, and so the way that I have to shave it is I have to pull with this hand and then, and then shave here, otherwise I won't get the inside of my underarm. Yeah, so that's kind of funny. And she talked about that, and it was, the funniest part about it is when it happens, when you start realizing that that you're looking in the mirror after you've shaved and you're realizing there's all this hair still left out under there, you start saying, how the hell am I supposed to get this other hair? So then you go back in the shower and you're like trying to come up with ways to hold your underarm in just such a way so that you can actually get in there. And everybody figure out a way that works for them. It does take a while, but you know, once you figure out what it is that works for you, it ends up working out. But it's just hilarious that that you end up not knowing how to shave your underarms anymore. You literally almost have to start over. So she also talked about, which was totally hilarious and very, very true, excuse me, she talked about your bottom and the bones in your bottom and the lack of cushion. So obviously with weight loss surgery you lose a lot of weight relatively quickly in weight loss terms, and as a result your bottom is usually not used to the lack of cushioning and padding. So when I do meetings that run for a long time, and the meetings have like folding chairs or things like that, oh my god, my bottom is like, dear Lord Jesus, oh my, where is a pillow? I need a pillow. I need some cushion under here. You're putting your hands under your butt cheeks. I mean, you just, anything and everything, because the bottom hurts. It really, really hurts. And you just don't have that cushion, so you can't sit for long periods of time in uncushioned areas and not start to feel, you know, the effects of that. So that is very true. You do. And there's this long-standing joke in my office where I always say, like, I need a butt pillow so that I can participate in the meetings with my other leadership team members. So yeah, so that's a big joke. Shoes. So my shoes before surgery were very much like loafers, and flat, maybe like, you know, this much heel, something like that. Today, this is my standard shoe. I love these shoes. I love them. Oh my gosh, and they're actually really comfortable, but that's, you know, now. But I can wear these for hours and hours. I love these. And these are my standard shoes. This is what I wear. I know that's a really weird view. I shouldn't do that anymore. But anyway, so shoes. So very, very different where shoes are concerned. What I wear today versus what I used to wear. I mean, my legs look 5 million times better, and what better way to show off how much better they look than my new hot shoe. I have this particular shoe in pretty much every color that you can imagine. I have it in gray, I have it in black, I have it in purple, I have it in red, I have it in blue, I have it in everything else. I got these shoes from Target, surprisingly enough. They're Massimo, and they're fantastic. They go with everything. Oh, I have taupe also. Of course, everybody needs a taupe. So anyway, so my shoes have changed drastically since I had my surgery. And it doesn't bother me to wear, you know, the high-heeled shoes now. I used to have trouble with that. You know, it was a lot of weight to hold on that kind of shoe. And so it used to bother me. Now it doesn't. It's usually by the end of the day that my feet will start to ache me or something like that. Let me see. Leg crossing. So now I cross my legs all the time. And they stay crossed all the time. And it's very easy to cross them. Actually, I end up crossing them so much that I can actually end up having some aching in my legs, because you're not supposed to go around with your legs crossed all the time. And so, you know, they say that that's not actually healthy to cross your legs. It causes circulation issues and things like that. And I do end up feeling that. They end up aching sometimes because I cross them all the time. But it's just a very comfortable way for me to sit. So, anyway, so I cross them a lot. Something else that Back to Basics mentioned was the fact that your legs don't come together. So when I stand up, I finally have the gap between my legs. That's two things. That's the way that my body is built. So I'm one of those people where my hips go out very wide, and my legs are just in such a way that when I come down to a certain amount of weight, I end up having a gap between my legs so that my legs don't sit together anymore. So they said normally when I'm standing up about this far apart, obviously I don't want to go pulling up my dress and showing y'all. Anyways, but so I love that because, you know, they don't rub together. I don't have issues with that anymore, and that is fantastic. The other thing, though, that she mentioned was that when you sit down, and you can kind of see my underwear. But anyway, so your legs, they don't like come together anymore. So all of that, like, you know, where you can put your hands between your legs to keep them warm and stuff like, nope. Put your legs together to keep them warm, nope. Your legs aren't going to stay warm because of that. There's a nice space in between them, and expect to get a little chill. So another thing, okay, so she had backbones. Boy, did she have some crazy backbones. I have some bones. I have bones. I have a bone like here that sticks out a whole lot. I don't know how well you can see that on there. My chest bones are the really big thing that that I end up getting a kind of, it depends on the lighting. Right now I'm in really bad lighting, but in normal lighting you can see that, like, you can literally see like the the bone there and the other bones that follow, and I have very large bones right here, and so all of that kind of sits out on me, so, which makes me a little nervous in terms of losing any more weight, because I think I could end up looking pretty waif-like if I lost more weight because of the whole boniness that goes on in my chest and neck area. Let me see, what else? Oh, something for me that happens is that I still have problems with putting the appropriate amount of lotion in my hand to lotion my body. So for years, I've needed a certain amount of lotion to lotion my legs and my arms. I don't need to go in that. But anyway, so I've needed a certain amount for my legs and my arms, which is what I lotion. And that amount has decreased by like 2/3. So I only need 1/3 of what I used to need. Well, I still have problems where like I'm putting too much lotion every single time to lotion my arms and my legs. And so I still am having trouble with gauging that appropriate lotion ratio to body ratio. So anyway, so that's another funny thing that I still run into. Let me see. Oh, when I take a shower, and I think I've mentioned this before, it used to be that when I would shower, it's really embarrassing to share, but it would actually make me get out of breath washing my backside area, my bottom and stuff. I don't know, I guess there was so much of me that it made it really far away, and so I would get tired. It would get me out of breath. Now when I wash, I don't have any of those problems, and every time, and I mean, here I am 2.5 years out, and it still like shocks me every time I get in the shower, and my stomach is so flat, and there's so much less of me to wash. It's just, I still haven't gotten used to that. So I guess that's the other thing. I am still not used to the way that I look. I remember for the longest time, especially whenever I would do my ups in weight, my weight gains, I would avoid the mirror like the plague. And so when I looked in the mirror to get dressed or whatever, I would make sure to look in the mirror like this. And this is all that was happening, and I didn't tread any, and in my accident, oh no, I stayed up here. And so now when I look in the mirror, every time I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. Oh my gosh, wow, you look good. And I'm serious. I'm posing. I'm, all impressed and woo, wow, looks so great. I just can't believe it. I can't believe that is me. I know that in my mind I had it for so long and I wanted it for so long, and to actually be there now is amazing. That kind of brings me to my red dress that I'm wearing today. So since I was like 22, I had this dream of a red dress. The first time I ever saw this red dress was in a Victoria's Secret catalog. And of course, it looked fantastic on that model in Victoria's Secret. And oh man, I just believed if I would put on that dress, I would look that fantastic. Of course, I did not, never did. But recently, I went shopping. As you know, I have a bit of a shopping transfer addiction. I went shopping and I found this red dress. And it is the red dress that I have wanted since I was in my early 20s. So this is like 20 years now. And so I'm going to go ahead and stand up and show you now my red dress that conveniently goes with my awesome red shoes that I already had. So let's see. I don't know. See if I'm able to get this view going. So here I am. This is my red dress. I wear a size 8. I don't like things to be tight and overly fitting. So this is, loose. I could probably wear a 6. I mean, I could wear a 6. But I like things to be very comfortable and to be sleek and smooth. And, I'm an operations officer in a community health center, so it's important that I look very professional and not trashy. But anyway, so this is me in my red dress. I love this. I feel fantastic. You can see here, even though I don't have any bottom, I have a nice curve at the back, which I'm happy with. I'm perfectly happy with. And of course, there are the red shoes. Anyway, so that's me, my red dress. Finally wearing the red dress. So that is a huge non-scale victory for me, fitting into dun 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 the red dress of my dreams. What else? So some of the last little things that I'll say before I wrap this up are something that I really like is now when my husband like hugs me and caresses me and stuff, he can put his hands on my hips and his hands actually fit like on my hips, on my waist. And so they can circle, you know, my waist and my hips, and I don't know, it's pretty hot to me. I like it. It makes me feel really sexy. And I know I've mentioned this before, but he can also pick me up very easily now. Very easy. And so for him to be so big and strong and me to be so, I don't know, little and taken care of by him, I don't know, it just feels really good. One last funny thing that I'd like to mention is eating out. So I still have issues with eating out. I will go to places and 9 times out of 10 I'll go ahead and eat some of whatever my husband eats. We'll make sure that we get, you know, an appetizer or two and a meal and dessert, because obviously he has a large appetite. So if I'm going to share with him, I better make sure he's getting plenty of food to share. But people will look at me crazy. The staff will still look at me crazy sometimes and be like, did you not like it? You know, and I have to say I'm just a small eater. I loved it. It was very enjoyable. You know, I always have leftovers if I ever order something on my own. But I still run into that a lot. And that's always an interesting thing to encounter. I don't generally tell anybody, any wait staff or anything, that I had weight loss surgery. Occasionally I've tried to, you know, like be able to order from the kids menu, especially where buffets are concerned, to get on the kids menu. But, you know, those fuckers, they're like ridiculous. They're like, no, they're not having it. And so generally we just don't go to buffets anymore because I'm a complete waste of money. And because the staff is generally so rude about it and refuses to be flexible on it and allow me to do a child price, I'm just like, fuck that, I'm not going there anymore. But that's pretty much it. Those are the things that I've encountered. Those are the kind of funny stories. Thank you so much, Back to Basics, for inspiring me and, you know, helping me to remember some of these things that, you know, that happen day to day, but I don't really think about or make note of so much, but are pretty freaking hilarious. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I will post again soon. Alright, thanks YouTube.